right, ladies and gentlemen, we are unloaded about 10 minutes before the night is about to start. We got our 360 in, and today we're at the Grays Harbor Raceway for their Night Before The Outlaws show. It's gonna pay $2,000 to the winner. And the weather is typical Washington right now. It's been overcast. We didn't unload till the last minute because it's kind of been off and on, like drizzling and raining. But it looks like a pretty full pit area as you turn. A bunch of modified guys to my left, but all the sprint cars are kind of back this direction. So hopefully a full field. It's kind of windy. Like I said, the weather's playing a factor, but we're gonna be getting it started here soon. Let's head up and check out the racetrack for today. So here is kind of a look at our racing surface for tonight. One thing I will say about Grays Harbor is I have seen it in just about every single form. I've been here on nights when it's just like bone slick and slow and wide and it's just awesome. I've seen it blow dust and hot laps when there's no water on it, and I've also seen it when it's hooked up and rough. So kind of when you unload your car here, you kind of just have to have an open mind to seeing literally anything. The weather also has a big play on what the racetrack does, and you use your past setups, but you're also have to maybe try new things because you never really see the same surface twice. Anyway, we're gonna be jumping right into tonight. We're gonna learn a little bit more about the format here in this pit meeting, but I believe it's one lap of qualifying and then that rolls you into a heat race, and then obviously an A main event at the end of the night, which is gonna pay $2,000 to win, and our goal is to be parked on the front stretch at the end of it. Well, I totally got what I wished for. All weekend long I've had horrible draws, and tonight they do like my race pass where you sign in and you just get a number, and I wasn't even a part of it. Like, you just open your phone and they post the lineup, and I was the first car out tonight, so I must have drew like a 1, which I mean can be really good. We'll see how it ends up, but sometimes going out first you're kind of the guinea pig. Like, sometimes it's best to be, you know, maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th car out. And here at Grays Harbor, I'm pretty sure they only count 1 lap. Like, you get a warm up and then you get 1 lap on the clock, so you got to be absolutely perfect. I felt like I ripped through 1 and 2 good. Racetrack's really fast, but I didn't feel like I got through 3 and 4 good at all. It's a little bit slicker, and I just tried to carry some speed, so maybe I was all right, but I don't know. To me, it just felt like I didn't get through the corner good. So we're gonna go up and watch the rest of the cars, see where we end up. Hopefully though, our time, you know, will hold on and keep us towards the top. Okay, Carly, where did we end up?
I believe second.
Second quick tonight out of 17 360s. So I probably made you guys a little bit worried there in the last clip. I didn't feel like I was as fast as we were, but the racetrack kind of slowed down, and I guess I was a little bit quicker, you know, than I originally thought. So that is gonna set us up now for a heat race, 4-car invert. We're gonna be rolling off from the 2nd row outside starting position. And to mention, the quick time qualifier was Trey Starks, who's been absolutely tearing it up in the Northwest. We've been racing against him many times throughout 2022, so he is gonna be one of our top competitors to beat tonight if we want to park it in victory lane. Heat race will be up next, 8 laps, and I believe we need to run in the top 4 to hold our time for a good starting position in the A. Well, it's getting pretty late here at Grays Harbor and it is cold. We are so close to the ocean, so the coastal weather is kind of, you know, rolling in. There's some moisture in the air. Just wrapped up the heat race in the 18T. Started 4th, ran 3rd. Didn't get a great start. The car in front of me, I don't know, he kind of got trapped in the middle and I was trying to go around the high side, and from there I lost some ground to the top 2, and once I got into 3rd, I kind of decided my work cut out for me and I only had to run in the top 4. So I was in a little bit of a conservative mode, but just tried to move around just to see what my car was capable of and what we need to do to be better for the feature. And speaking of the A main event, they actually rolled a 0, so we are going to be starting outside pole next to Trey Starks. So we got a pretty good starting spot for this A main event coming up. My wish with the racetrack is hopefully that it just starts to slow down and slicken off and develop multiple lanes. It's really faster on the high side, and I think there is a possibility once we start to spread out, we're all going to be so evenly paced that it will be difficult to gain or lose ground on the cars around us. And maybe that's where lap traffic sprinkled in could also, you know, play into our favor or against us. But we'll just have to see how the whole race plays out, keep ourselves in contention, and try to put ourselves in position to win.
Good. Love you. You got this. Keep your lane.
Well, just got all changed into my street clothes as our night is officially over here at the Grays Harbor Raceway for the Night Before The Outlaws. And I'm pretty frustrated and just disappointed with the 25 lap feature that we ran. Started front row outside next to Trey Starks, who we knew coming into it was gonna be the guy to beat. Trey has been dominant in the Northwest all season, and honestly, Grays Harbor might be his best track. So got a good start next to him. He took the lead. We were side by side though on the start. Quickly fell into second. And early on, I just noticed that our car we just lacked a lot of drive, and I could not find, I was struggling to find grip on the track and make speed. Kind of taking a look at the corner, I could carry a ton of speed on entry, but I would get to like the center, and my problem was it's almost like, you carry a lot of wing speed, you're winged over, you're down on the left rear, which I like, and it's like I'm down, and it's almost like I get too far down by the center as I'm carrying speed, and then I just lose the right rear, and then I just ultimately lose like the whole rear end of the car. And it was not great from the beginning, and I knew I was in trouble. 1 and 2 had more grip, so it wasn't as big of an issue. But down here, even as I pulled my wing back, like it still was a problem. I just couldn't carry enough speed because I was just sliding. I just started skating, and then on restarts, I lost a couple of spots, but at the same time, I wasn't necessarily even a second place car. Like, guys passed me because they were better than me, and I wasn't able to even drive back, close to them. So that's where the disappointment and the frustration comes in. We just kind of missed our mark tonight. We had some ideas to make our car better from the heat race, and our changes did what we thought, but they went a little bit extreme, and we just lacked drive. We just had zero drive. We couldn't get off the corner, and we couldn't build consistent speed around Grays Harbor to have a chance to be with Trey, with Logan Foiler, with Chase Getz, who ran in the top 3 ahead of us. Well, it's pretty late, just finishing up some maintenance on the 18T. The rest of the crew is getting ready to go to bed. Got the 360 out and the 410 in, and we have just a couple of small things to finish up in the morning, and we will be ready to compete once again with the World of Outlaws. Wanted to finish off today's video with something positive because in the last shot, I just was talking about how we missed our mark and our race car was not as fast as it should have been. So the positive for this whole situation is the fact that we just raced, because we learned the valuable knowledge, and we're gonna be starting in a way better spot tomorrow than where we would have if we didn't race. Basically what I'm saying is we know what not to do tomorrow, and if we wouldn't have ran tonight, we would have started with this same setup that we kind of tried to do today that didn't end up working in the feature, if that makes sense. So basically, if we wouldn't have ran today, we probably wouldn't have been very good with the Outlaws on Monday. And that also goes with the fact of the situation that you have to have your bad nights to have your good nights, and what we learned today is only going to help us for tomorrow as we try to improve our career best World of Outlaw finish, which is right now sitting at 11th, and we're hoping to get that number into the top 10. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next video. Deuces.